Lights, camera, action. Welcome to the Cinegration Station with your conductors Ryan and co-host Eric Fisher. Today the fellas sat down and discussed their recent trip to Lightapalooza, which was an event that happened in Arizona this year. And today the discussion covered different types of lighting, the new styles that are coming out in 2024, and so much more. So, tune in now, here on the Cinegration Station.
Welcome to the Cinegration Station. This is your conductor, Ryan.
And this is Eric Fisher.
And Eric Fisher, welcome to the Cinegration Station. And on a 1, 2, 3, we've got a greeting behind us. Oh, look at that.
Wow, look at that.
We'll see how long it takes. And that's a Cinegration Station right there on the Vestaboard.
Nice.
Well, now that we got that out of the way, we get to talk about our recent trip to Phoenix, Arizona for the Lightapalooza lighting conference for residential.
Lightapalooza.
It was really cool.
Where did they come up with that name? I was trying to figure out.
Lightapalooza? It's like a party. It's like we're
yeah.
going to talk lighting. We're going to go across to the bars. It's going to be a Lightapalooza. More important,
really
the
was.
Education. It was a lot of palooza and education too. So
I think you partook in that palooza part of it.
you have to, otherwise it's just lighting. There's no palooza.
Right.
You have the lighting and the palooza. Well, that being said, it was really refreshing to get out there and get the insight from the professionals. We like to think we're professionals, but we have to learn from other people. And I know you stayed for a couple workshops. Who did you listen to?
It was Peter Romanello. He was one of the lighting designers there. And he had some nice seminar training sessions. And yeah, learned a lot, took a lot of notes. And he has some good ideas. And
it was like you're going back to school.
Going back to school.
Yeah.
He was just great. He was easy to listen to, and he just had a lot of good ideas and teaching, kind of the process of lighting design. So that was one of my favorite parts of it.
Yeah, I think one of the takeaways I had from Pete Romanello was the pillow analogy he gave, where
That's right.
Some people come in on projects, they're like, we don't need that many lights. Take these lights away. You would not tell an interior designer, take a couple pillows off the bed. We don't need all these pillows. It's comfortable enough, but
I don't need all those lights in here.
Take them out.
Just based on what?
Based on what?
Based on what?
And it really is, what is it based on? If a client wants something, we have to design it right. And then
based on budget.
Based on, well, yes, that's another conversation too.
Just get rid of that extra row of lights. I don't need that. That's just too many. It looks like a big grid on paper.
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Now, it's easy to get rid of things if you add those things later in the process. And just to kind of glide through to the other educators there was Glenn Merlin Johnson talking about the modern design team. The modern design team's focal purpose is to make sure we get the design right and the budget right at the initial go-ahead. So it's way easier to digest, the number sign when you already started with that in mind.
That's right. And I think we've had him on previous podcasts.
Oh yeah,
talking about what does the modern design team entail, and it's a bunch of people coming together, whether it's the architect, the integrator, interior design, and I know I'm missing something, but just everybody coming together to create the right project, the right build for someone's specific needs. So
you're right about that. All right, we wanted to get to some talking points here. So what else did you want to about the education stuff? Did you want to highlight? I know we talked linear lighting. That was probably one of the cooler things that Pete talked about was linear lighting and the focus on the application and not even thinking about the light, but rather how you get that light in there and how does it look, not what does it do.
Right.
And that was insightful.
Well, I think a lot of things he went over with linear light is you're here to accentuate the architectural features.
And at that point, we're talking about how do these lights work with the lifestyle of the person or the person's inside of that building.
That's right.
Not how well does it fit in the rectangle and the room that it's in, but how well integrated is this lighting system going to be? And we get clients now, and it's happening more and more. They're like, I want good lights.
Right.
I never heard that 4 years ago.
Right.
I want good lights. I want my builder to know I want good lights, and we'll give you good lights.
Yeah. And then,
it starts with a plan, but we'll give good lights
and then
too.
paying attention to the color temperature. If you're, residential is usually 2,700 to 3,000 Kelvin. You're not going to go up to like 5,000 Kelvin. It's just uncomfortable. You want something that's, more toned down. It's, the more amber light, it's more relaxing. If you get something that's super bright, like in an office light, it's not going to be relaxing. I don't see that as a house, a residence. So,
but with certain lighting systems, getting into some of the cool stuff that we saw, you could do 5,000 if you wanted to, and maybe it's for a painting.
That's right.
Could be for more of a cleaning. Maybe you're cleaning a space, or you need a lot of really nice, fresh white light to see the surfaces you're working on.
Right.
But that's kind of falling into hardware selections, and we saw some really cool stuff from Ketra. They had the Lutron Ketra, the cool walk-through booth.
Yep.
We had to sit outside. They're like, you got to wait 90 seconds for the next round of people.
That's right.
And it was a guided experience through their build-out, and it showed bookcase lighting and lifestyle lighting, art lighting, and it navigated throughout the day, and it was really cool.
It told a great story with all the Lutron Ketra lights in there. Even the windows were backlit with blue light, so
those weren't real windows that I was looking through in the conference space?
It looked like a real window, but
it did.
A faux window, but they really told the story, and it was a cool experience. DMF, they had some really nice stuff, and come to find that they have some tunable stuff. So that means the light can change from different color temperature over, a certain, basically the technology they're coming out with is Dolly. So it's a 2-wire that sends data to tell those lights, what color temperature
which
to
chipsets
change.
to balance to make sure if
right.
it's cooler or warmer.
So I think that we see that coming on more with all the manufacturers, and I think it's just only going to explode here, the circadian rhythm type lighting.
The dimmer is long gone. When people are like, I want to dim my lights. No. Now I want to tune my lights is really what the conversation is. Yeah. Can I tune my lights?
That's right.
Not can I dim them. Of course you could dim them. Everybody could dim their lights in 2024.
Right.
But if you have tunable lights, that's very special now.
That's right.
So and the manufacturers are catching on. That's a good point too.
That's right.
Coastal Source. They had like a big splash at this event as well. And as we know, Coastal Source they make amazing audio products that are consistent looking with some of their landscape lighting products. Right. And it all works in a good way. But yeah, that was some really cool stuff. They released some new, really small aperture exterior lights, and lights that just don't look like the conventional landscape lights. Just some like cool nautical stuff. Look out for them in a little bit.
They got that new Ketra, the new Ketra fixture where you can actually put a Ketra bulb, which means you can change the light color to whatever you want. And, maybe for like an outdoor wall wash or accentuate the architecture on the outside of the house. So you could change the color to blue, to purple, to red, whatever, you wanted to do during a party or whatnot.
Yeah, if you want to have the fun house, you're going to have Ketra outside.
That's right.
And that's not the only brand doing colored lighting. So we have Colorscaping, the product from WAC. Very cool product, too. It's just the 2-wire to the light for typical low-voltage lights, but you're able to get full-range color out of the bulb, which is really neat.
I think that's key, the 2-wire, because sometimes that's what you have in place. So it's an easy retrofit or swap out of an existing system. So
WAC also had a pretty cool space, and they had the art light that projected, and you fit it to your art, so you're not just like slamming some light against the wall and hoping it hits your artwork. You can just, dial it in perfectly.
Well, they call that the projector frame, where it actually
I don't know. I forgot. I didn't take that note.
Yeah.
but at any rate, we will have to have somebody from WAC on, maybe our friend Ray.
Right.
Or Patrick.
We'll
see if you guys are listening.
Those characters.
They have some very innovative lighting, stuff that you don't even think about that you might need. You're like, oh, I like that solution.
Yeah.
Got on the,
the DMF?
Did we
go over the DMF stuff?
The DMF after party stuff or the DMF lighting stuff?
Both actually.
So part of the Palooza. Now I think DMF won the fun contest for the after party.
That's right.
You got to go to the DMF suite. If you go to Lightapalooza 2025, you go to the DMF suite.
How many old fashions did you have that night? Or I guess that was the first night.
I just had one.
And then
plus
just one.
Another one.
Because Lanny was making quite a few drinks there.
They're really trying to sell you on making sure that you have an old fashioned and you buy some cool DMF 2-inch lights. But it's also great to mingle with people. After the conference, everybody just likes to talk, but it's hard to navigate away from lighting. I feel like everybody has a natural love and appreciation for lighting, and even when you just want to enjoy hanging out with people, that always comes up in discussions with everybody. What's going on in the business, and that's cool because everybody likes what they do in this industry.
I think it's a new excitement in our industry because us old school AV guys, that's what we're used to doing. AV, audio and video, which it's fun, but the lighting, I think, just presents a new challenge, and it's a whole new world for us. So I feel like it's just that new pop, that new excitement in this industry, which it's growing tenfold, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, this conference basically doubled this year. Last year, I think there was 750 attendees, and this year was how many?
We said it was approximately like 1,300 people showed up. And these are professional audiovisual integrators, other exhibitors, but it's people that are newer to the industry, which is
and there's
cool.
a lot of lighting designers and commingling now. So a lot of integration companies are now hiring lighting designers, or it's all intermixing, and the companies are melding together. Electricians, it's all becoming one company.
And is it because some of the electricians just don't want to hear from the lighting designers? They just have an aversion sometimes. Who's to say?
Yeah.
Depends on the electrician.
Yeah.
Lightapalooza was a great experience. We look forward to 2025 and, learning more. Every year there's going to be new things for us to learn and implement in our own business.
Yep.
And, what is one of the things that you think will be something that's a feature at the new one in 2025? What do you think is the new innovation?
Well, I think circadian rhythm will just become more commonplace, and all manufacturers will be entering into that world. I feel like it seems odd that they haven't already. And so the fact that, it just feels like they're behind.
Yeah.
We're starting to see more of that, but it's also tying into the control part of it. It's like, hey, I don't, have a dimmer on the wall to control a specific light. I have a keypad that controls scenes. So that's an important integration piece that I think all manufacturers are realizing. I need to be smart. I need to talk, control system. There has to be some sort of control, and, it just has to be more consistent in terms of control and lighting, color, temperature.
Make the lights better. You got to make the lights tunable. That's the new thing.
I mean, how many times have you go in someone's house and they've got one color of LED bulb over here and another color over there and a different color of under cabinet lights?
I see it all the time, but I don't want to make them feel bad that they have, they forgot which lights to buy for which ones.
No, don't make them feel bad. I mean, it's just...
No, I want to help them. I think that, like you, tunable will be the future, but I think it'll be about wireless tunable. People really dialing in RF abilities that are not Wi-Fi reliant, but are robust enough to add to any remodel retrofit. I think remodel retrofit and adding tunable lights is going to be the new putting a dimmer on a switch load. So we will see in 2025 if tunable is the new dimmer. And with that being said, thank you for listening to the Cinegration Station. This is your conductor, Ryan.
And this is Eric.
And we will see you next time.
Another successful trip. Well, that does it here at the Cinegration Station. Thank you for listening. You can find the podcast on every major platform: Spotify, Amazon, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a question. Anyone that's interested in making their home or business smart, please check out www.cinegration.com. Until next time, stay smart.